Mark gets lost in the mountains and runs into two weird old dudes. They're dressed in ancient robes, and they invite him to play chess. Win and the gods will bless him with good fortune. Mark is basically the chess king of LA, so he's instantly down. He sits down and starts the game. What he doesn't know is time starts flying the second he sits. Seasons pass dozens of times without him even noticing. Soon the old man across from him gives up. That's when both gods realize something. Mark went from a young guy to a man in his 80s. If this video found you, it is not a coincidence. Drop a 777 in the comments. Your luck is about to change. Mark rushes to the pond, sees his reflection, and his hair is completely white. One god tells him in the 49 days they play chess up here. 49 years passed in the human world. One chess game cost Mark his entire life. The god feels guilty. He pulls out a divine peach, says it was a gift from a goddess, offers it to make up for Mark's lost life. Eat it and you'll get stronger and live way longer. Mark takes the peach and eats it. In seconds, all that's left is the pit. He tosses it in his pocket. Then something feels off. Next second, Mark goes from an 80-year-old man to a 10-year-old kid. The god sees this and immediately apologizes. Says he forgot Mark is immortal. The peach was way too strong for a human. Embarrassed, the god vanishes. The other god sees things going south and dips too. Mark still thinks he's dreaming. The moment both gods leave, the bamboo basket Mark brought turns to dust. That's when he realizes this is all real. Mark rushes out of the mountains. When he reaches the city, the skyscrapers tell him this isn't the world he knew. He doesn't even know if his wife and daughter are still alive. He follows his memory back home. Luckily, the house looks the same. Suddenly, an ambulance pulls up. An old woman is wheeled out. The doctor tells a girl named Alice her grandma doesn't have long. The old woman knows she's dying. She says she can finally reunite with her husband Mark as they wheel her into the mansion. Mark tries to follow, but security stops him. He tells them he's a friend of the old lady. The guard laughs. How would she have a friend this young? Mocks Mark, saying if you're gonna lie, at least make it believable. They won't let him in, so Mark has to get physical. His wife doesn't have much time left. He punches a guard right in the gut. That divine peach gave him insane strength. No amount of guards can stop him now. The noise brings Alice outside. She sees this little kid and freezes. Something about him feels familiar. When Mark hears Alice call his wife grandma, he realizes Alice is his granddaughter. Alice tells him grandma is fading fast. She doesn't want anyone disturbing her and asks Mark to leave. Mark tells her there's a legendary chess puzzle in this family. Anyone who solves it gets one favor from the family. Mark says he can do it. Alice doesn't believe him. That puzzle was created by her grandfather. No one has ever solved it. But this kid just took down all their guards, so she gives him a shot. Mark sees the chessboard he created is still there. He smiles, saying at least they didn't forget their roots. Alice isn't offended. She actually feels proud. She doesn't understand why. Mark sits down, picks up a black piece and drops it without hesitation. The butler scoffs, saying he clearly knows nothing. That move just killed the whole game. Alice stares at the board and her face gets serious. It's a risky move, but it turns death into life. Looking at the big picture that one move unlocks everything, Alice is stunned. She realizes this puzzle, unsolved for decades, was just cracked by a child. Alice asks who he really is. Mark knows it's not the right time to reveal himself. Even if he told them, they wouldn't believe it. He tells Alice all he wants is to see her grandma. Soon Mark is led into the bedroom. He sees his wife lying there and his heart sinks. Years ago he took his wife and daughter to the mountains. He just got lost for a moment, but everything changed. He asks Alice to step out so he can be alone with her. Alice can tell the boy means no harm. She leaves with the butler. Mark holds his wife's hand and keeps apologizing. She is already unconscious. Could slip away any moment. To save her, Mark pulls out the peach pit from his pocket, drops it into a glass of water, feeds the water to his wife. Meanwhile, in the living room, Alice's two younger sisters arrive. When they hear Alice let some random kid stay alone with grandma, they lose it. What if something happens to her? Right then Mark walks out. The girls demand to know what he did to grandma. Mark says he was treating her. That freaks them out. A kid playing doctor with their grandma. The butler runs in and says grandma is awake. Everyone rushes back. The doctor calls it a medical miracle. She was about to flatline when she got here. Now she's coming back to life. After checking her, the doctor says she had a head injury years ago. She's awake now but still can't speak unless something shocks her back into it. He asks who the miracle worker is that saved her. Mark steps forward. The doctor is shocked to see a kid. The old woman is even more shocked. She looks at this child like she's seen her husband who vanished decades ago.
难道是他回来了？他就算活着，肯定也和我差不多了，怎么可能如此年轻？应该是年轻多了。
Inging tells her this little healer just saved her life. Mark asks everyone to leave. He needs to talk to grandma alone. The granddaughters don't like that. The old woman waves them out. Once they're gone, the old woman looks at a photo of her and her husband. Mark crouches down beside her.
姐姐，是我，我是作者。